Yo, it's Ronnie, and welcome back to the third episode of You're Gonna Hate This. Hopefully, everybody's had a really good week. My week's been pretty chaotic, but I've been eating a whole lot of Reese's and eating a whole lot of cheddar fries, so I guess that's cool or whatever. But I've honestly been like just binging a whole lot of TV shows for whatever reason, and I think I'm getting back into like the whole wanting to watch things, and I think Daredevil Born Again did that for me. Like I watched Mandalorian. Like I watched the third season of Mandalorian recently. And I don't know why. Like it's been out for so long, and I don't know why I didn't just jump in and like finish it whenever like it came out. But I think life was just life at that time, and it's really hard for me to like dive into like watching a TV show if I'm not extremely invested. Like if it's not Spider Man, like it's kind of hard for me, or even wrestling. If it's not Spider Man or wrestling, it's hard for me to like just turn it on and just watch it or immediately watch it. So and with Mandalorian, like Star Wars, like I like it like a lot, but I don't love it like I wouldn't say like I'm like a Star Wars fanboy, but I know more than the average person. Like I know like a whole lot of like the deep stories and the backstories and all those kind of things and like the origin stories of like certain characters that like most people know Yoda or like Grogu, which is Baby Yoda, Anakin. People know those characters, but people don't talk about like Darth Bane or Darth Plagueis or none of these like characters that like a Star Wars fan would like genuinely just like. I wasn't even gonna talk about Mandalorian first, but I guess we'll talk about that. Um, Mandalorian season 3. First off, when it comes to Star Wars, like I said a second ago, I'm into Star Wars to a degree. I don't love it to the point where I care that much about things, but the story itself, I fuck with it heavy. Mandalorian as a TV show, the first season was crazy. Like I loved it. I remember I was trying to get my friend to watch it who like he loves Star Wars too, but like he's like one of those like he likes the classic things and he likes those things to stay what they are. You know what I'm saying? So we about to start this again, the whole you know what I'm saying type of thing. So he doesn't like things to be touched, if that makes sense. So it took a second for him to even start watching Mandalorian. And I think he did. I think he watched like the first season. He said he liked it, but I don't think he went back to watch it. But I loved the first season. I'm very like, if you're gonna touch something, at least make it at least decent compared to like what it was prior. If that makes sense. Like if you like whenever they like touched like the Star Wars like prequels and the sequels and everything, like when they started making like the newer movies, it's like if you're not gonna make a movie that's like the quality of like what it was like its predecessor, it's really hard to support that because you're kind of messing it up. That's why like with the Spider-Man movies, like the Tom Holland ones, it took me a second to like actually like because I'm gonna watch a Spider-Man movie no matter what. Like you could cast Spider-Man as like a girl or whatever, or like you could completely change the whole story of Peter Parker. I will still go watch this movie. That doesn't mean I'm gonna love it. But my point is like it took me a second to really like these movies because it took a second for him to become Spider-Man. So they used like the three movies as an origin story compared to like he gets bit by the spider and he becomes Spider-Man and Uncle Ben dies. None of that happened until the third movie. So it's like, and it wasn't even the same origin story. Aunt May died instead of Uncle Ben. She told him the great power comes great responsibility at the very end. And then after the movie, he becomes Spider-Man, and then it's like, oh my god. And then it makes you look back at the three movies differently. So with Star Wars, it was different. It was like one movie just didn't seem like it even needed to be made. It was just, I don't know. It was just all over the place. But this is about Mandalorian. Mandalorian, I think, is one of the best things that's happened to Star Wars since Star Wars. Like, I think Mandalorian is better than the three sequels, like the newer movies. I'd have to, like, rewatch them, to be honest with you. But right now, my take is that I like Mandalorian more. Just because it's so much more interesting. I'm kind of, like, into the story of it. But, like, the second season, it was really good, too. You could see Boba Fett and everything. The third season, which is what we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk too much about it, honestly. The third season, though, I was not that invested in. I felt like a lot of the episodes were really slow, and it took a lot for me to, like, get invested into. Like sometimes like I felt like I'd be like dozing off, and I'm just like, oh, I'm not too into this right now. But the last episode, also spoilers, obviously. The last episode of the third season, it was crazy. I'm sitting there like, oh my god, like I just was on the edge of my seat the whole time, and it was just actually so interesting. And you had like an unnecessary death that had to happen, but I'm just curious like what they're gonna do now, because it's like, okay, like you've established like this relationship now with Grogu in the Mandalorian. I can't remember his name. It's like Jin something. I literally cannot remember. Like I said, I'm not a Star Wars fanboy. This is not Spider-Man, but I'm invested into those two characters. So like the story that we're like that's being told, it's like now they have to tell a different story. Like now it's like, okay, like Grogu's gonna become a Mandalorian and he's gonna be an apprentice or whatever, but now they got to go on an adventure. So now it seems like they're in the adventure part of the show, compared to like now like they've already established. Like it seems like their mission is done, because he like already helped the Mandalorians and found his people, whatever. And then Grogu and him, like, I don't know. I think they're gonna like Grogu has so much significance. I think that this next season, like the fourth season when it comes out, which I don't know when it's gonna come out, I think the fourth season is gonna dive a lot more into Grogu and who he is and where he comes from and all of that. There's gonna be some point in this show or the movie that comes out. Maybe the movie will be basically the fourth season. I don't know, because I forgot they were even making a movie. But I think there's gonna come a point where like they're gonna God of War it, where like there's a point in God of War where like Kratos and Atreus like they separate. Atreus is like, oh, I gotta go on my own adventure now, Dad. And Kratos is like, I guess you can at this point. You don't need me. And it's sad and it's cool. But it's like with Grogu, I think there's gonna be a certain point, not in this next season. Like maybe it could. I don't know. He's still a baby. But there's gonna be a point where like they separate. And Grogu has to go do his own thing. I don't know if he'll be talking or whatever. I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that that's going to be the point where it's like, oh, this is getting crazy. And that's how you know that they got me. Like I'm invested to that extent where I actually care about the long-term effects of what's going to happen. And that's the thing. Like I don't know if they're booking like the show long-term. Like I don't know if they already have season 6 in their head when they made season 1. So I don't know. I just remember season 1 was tight. Season 2 was really good. Season 3, like I said, like it was just, there's some really good parts to me, but then there's some parts where I'm like, I'm not invested. But the last episode was crazy, and I enjoyed a whole lot of that. And I don't think that Moff Gideon, which is a crazy tight name, Moff Gideon, like that's crazy. I don't think he's dead. Like I think what happened is like, when the fire happened and he had the armor and everything. Also, if you're watching this or listening to this and you haven't watched The Mandalorian Season 3, you have no idea what I'm talking about. So you should go watch Mandalorian Season 1, 2, and 3 on Disney+. Not sponsored, obviously. But, so you at least know what I'm talking about, but it's also a good show. Like, I would not tell you to go watch something if I didn't think it was good. Like I just said, like, Season 3 is kind of slow, but there's certain parts where it's like, I don't know. And when you dedicate so much time to watching something, you kind of like just keep going. So if there was 10 seasons of the show and you already watched 4, you're going to watch the rest. Like no matter what, it's inevitable. Because you already dedicated so much time. So you're just like, okay, I have to see how this ends. So if you haven't watched Mandalorian, you should definitely go watch it. But I don't think Moff Gideon's dead. Because like one thing that happens is like when you don't see somebody die on screen, all you saw was him get like engulfed in flames. That's it. But he has the Mandalorian armor. Like, I forgot what it's called. Like I said, not a fanboy. But I care to some degree. I just know it's Mandalorian armor, and it's very, 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 like, durable. So I don't think he died. And I think he'll show up, or there'll be, like, a part where he shows, or something. But, I don't know. Season 3, it wasn't as captivating as I was hoping for it to be. And I watched it pretty quick. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I've been on this binge of, like, TV shows. I'm probably gonna watch Peacekeeper next, because I don't know. I kind of just want to watch it. But, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I won't. But as we're talking about TV shows, I've been watching Alien Earth, which is also on Disney+. I've been on a Disney Plus kick, evidently. But I'm probably gonna watch X-Men '97 because fuck it. But Alien Earth. So there's 3 episodes to this, and on the last episode, I was talking about how there was 2 episodes out. So I watched those 2 episodes, and then the 3rd episode dropped on Tuesday. I watched it today. So we'll just talk based off of that. But Alien Earth, obviously the concept is so tight. If you like, cause like if you've watched Alien, you know what happens. Like they're on the spaceship, the alien's on there, alien comes out the chest, whatever, and it's killing everybody. But like the thought of like if one of those was on Earth, that's one of the craziest thoughts. Like, oh, what if? And now they finally made a show based off of it. So, and it takes place before, I think it takes place 2 years before the first movie. So if you ever watched the first movie with Ripley and all that, bro, I'm telling you. In this show already, I'm invested in. Now, we'll get into the episodes. Episode 1, I thought it was pretty good. It was like a really good episode to get you to want to keep watching because they skipped the whole thing. Spoilers, in case you didn't know. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it on Disney Plus. I don't know why I keep saying that like I'm sponsored. Also, if you hear something, it's my cats probably playing with one of the loudest toys they have here for some reason. Like, go play with the string. I don't know what you're doing. Damn, I don't even know what I just said. Episode 1, it was very, like, you don't have to, like, they skipped the whole origin story. So, obviously, if you already know with Alien, the whole original movie is basically, like, the people on the ship, the alien being on the ship, killing them. This show, the first episode, all that's happened. Everybody's already dead. There's one person alive. There's a robot, there's, like, robots, synthetics, and I don't know what else. I think the robots are cyborgs. I think I worded it wrong. Sorry to all the Alien fans out there. Like I said, not a fanboy, but I like it a lot to some degree. But they skipped all that. Aliens killing everything. The cyborg dude dips off. I don't understand his motive right now because he keeps talking about how, like, it's his life's research and he's going to get the alien. I don't know what's happening. Like, there's so, like, we're on 3 episodes. But it's like, I don't understand. Like, I think they want to, like, get the alien and keep it and use it to do something. I've never understood, like, that, the whole purpose. Because they're aware of, like, hey, there's life out there. Like, we need you to go get that. So, I don't know. I mean, if you know, let me know. But episode 1 I thought was pretty good. I thought the alien actually looked really good. Because that's one thing that's, like, in movies and TV shows and anything that's, like, pop culture or, like, there's, like, a normalization of how it looks and what it is. It's, you have to make it look the way it does or just as good. Like, if you watch Predator or Predators or Predator 2 or any of that, the Predator always looks a certain way. Sometimes he looks a little different as far as what he's wearing, but he always has, like, a specific look. But then I forgot which one it was. I think it was Predators. He, like, looked weird, I think. I don't remember. I remember there was, like, a big one. It was all over the place. But the actual look of the alien in the show, it looks hella good. Because when they made the original movie, it was a person in a costume. And they're, like, moving around, so it looks like a person in a costume. But it still looks freaky. Now it's, like, CGI'd up, and it looks crazy. It's moving fast and shit. It, like, it has, like, a mouth in its mouth. And, like, it kills you, obviously. But, like, it looks creepy. Like, it looks like, oh, my God, this thing's fucking crazy. But, yeah, I think they captured, like, the feeling of, like, oh, like, that's an alien. That's a xenomorph. Like, it's actually, they did a good job at that. So I was glad, like, that it looked freaky enough. It looked the way it was supposed to look. Because sometimes people, like, in studios and all that, they always try something different. And sometimes it doesn't work. So, I mean, I feel like it worked in this aspect. Like I said, like, the concept, it's super interesting. Like, the whole, like, the xenomorph being on Earth. And, like, and the thing is, like, it doesn't start on Earth. It's on a spaceship. The spaceship crashes. Then it's on Earth. So then it's like, okay, like, it's here. But it hasn't, like, fucked with people. But the thing is, like, once it, like, impregnates you or whatever it does, like the face hugger and all that, Once it's in you, like, that's a wrap. Then you have to, like, you gotta fix this before, like, it gets everywhere. One of the craziest parts about it, dude, is so there's. I was talking earlier, like, there's cyborgs or synthetics, whatever. The thing they're doing is the synthetics. I don't know if it's synthetics or whatever because it's kind of different. But they're taking kids who have like I don't know how to word it. Like kids who are gonna die, like kids who have like diseases or like illnesses and all that type of stuff. They don't have a whole lot of time to live anyways. They're taking like their consciousness and their brains and all that and swapping it into like a cyborg or a synthetic or whatever. So like you're taking kids that are like, I don't know, like 5 years old or 7, whatever, and you're putting them into a grown, like an adult synthetic like robotic body that looks like a human, feels like a human, but like it's their consciousness and they're a child basically, and they're in this cyborg that you can't tell is a robot, but it's a crazy, like that's one of the craziest parts because it's like holy shit, like that's wild. You're taking kids and putting them in robot bodies, like that's crazy as fuck, and it's us doing it. So that's one of the craziest things in it too. And they do a good job at like showing you shit in episode 1, and obviously like we're 3 episodes in, it's hard to tell like the motives of everything, who's good, who's bad. Like you don't really know what's going on. You just, I mean, there's a main character, but we'll get into that in a second too. Episode 2 I felt like was slow at first. It was very like, episode 1 was like really good to me to the point where like episode 2 it was like, you know, you got to tell backstory and side characters and just things you don't really care about, because like when you're watching Alien or Terminator or Predator, you don't care about like everything else. You want to see the Predator, you want to see the Terminator, you want to see the Xenomorph like from Alien. So you want to see like these things a lot on screen. You don't care about fucking Mitchell, the fucking best friend of the main character's best friend. Like you don't care about that. Which that's not a character, but that's an example. Like we don't care, dude. Like let's just get on to it. Let's go. And there's like this dude who's like a genius. He's like some rich dude. Like obviously he's a trillionaire, but he's like a child too. I think he's not like 5, but he's like that generic. Like he's not a prince, but like, you know, like in movies, like where it's like there's like Joffrey from Game of Thrones, how he's like a child, but he has like royalty and he's like in charge. This guy's kind of like that, but the difference is this guy is like a super genius, and he wants somebody that he can like actually have a decent conversation with that's like smart. So I don't understand. I think that's the reason why, because he keeps talking about like how he uses children instead of adults because children have like an unlimited imagination when it comes to like anything. So they're actually the true geniuses of the world because they're still developing. So there's so much more potential there, I guess. I don't know. He's like, I don't know. I'm not saying that. That's just what dude said. I don't even know his name. I just know what he looks like. He's kind of weird. He reminds me of L from Death Note, if you've ever watched Death Note. And if you haven't, not the movie, the fucking anime, go watch it. Because this dude is like, he reminds me of L in so many different ways. But the alien scenes in episode 2, they looked really good too. Like I said, like episode 2 had a lot of death. Like it was killing shit. Like the alien was like fucking shit up. And there's gore in it too. Like you get to see like the mouth, like the mouth in the alien's mouth, like go through faces. Like it's that cool to that degree. So like it's not like somebody's gonna die and then they scream and then it goes off the screen. Like not that type of shit. So I do appreciate that too, because I mean this is like a giant fucking, obviously it's called a xenomorph, but it's an alien, but it's like a giant fucking lizard monster rat thing. Like it doesn't look like that, but like the like things it does, it just reminds me of like so many different creatures in one, which is, it's one of the craziest inventions ever made, like in cinema. Because I think the Predator is like top 5 coolest things ever made. because of like what it is. It's like it's a hunter in fucking space, but like it hunts things and it's like the things it has, the way it looks. The Predator is one of the coolest looking fictional things ever, and the Xenomorph is up there too because it's like it's just fucking crazy, dude. If you don't know what they look like, look those motherfuckers up and then come back here and let me know what you think because, dude, it's some of the coolest shit ever. Marcy, and that's the name of the main character who's like a girl. But she's a synthetic. I think she's a synthetic. I keep saying this, but because there's 3 different ones. There's a synthetic. I think there's a cyborg, but they are different. Like these, like the kids inside of them, unless they're synthetics too. I don't know. Like I said, you get a whole lot of her backstory as far as like she's been watching her brother for a long time. I don't get super deep into. It's hard for me to care about a character who I haven't spent that much time with, and I'm also like not already invested in. Like I'm not super deep into Marcy as a character. So like if something happens, I'm not dying about it. I feel like I'd be sadder if the Xenomorph died like this early on, and that sounds crazy, but I'm just not invested in the character. Like there's not enough development. It's hard to care at the moment. But her and her brother's relationship, I can see like what they're doing. Episode 3 makes it like a little more like wild. It get like being a viewer of it. But I mean, you got to throw a backstory and origin story in there too. So and it was like everything happened so quick. Like she's been watching her brother for all these years, and he was under the impression she died. She really didn't die. She couldn't come back though because she wasn't allowed to, obviously. So when they see each other, they talk, and then she says something that only his sister would know. And then he's like, what the fuck? And it was just so quick because it's like, damn, episode 2, he already knows. Like, I thought they were going to go the whole season, and then he would find out at the end. But this was hella fast. So I was like, okay, that was quick, but maybe they just want to get straight to the shit that we actually want to see. Like, I want to see more of the alien, like the Xenomorph. But I feel like, because episode 3, you don't see it at all, I don't think. But we're still on episode 2. But the ending, I felt like it was just all right. I don't know, dude. I feel like it was. I don't know. The ending to a lot of these episodes of these shows, Daredevil had me on the edge of my seat the whole entire time. I was like, dude, I just want like, and maybe it was because it was superheroes, and I'm just like very into that like kind of stuff. But Daredevil had me just fucking like, oh, I gotta see what happens next. And when I was done, I was like, oh, I want more. But there's no more. Like, there isn't more at all. And I don't think they're going to make another season. But this isn't about Daredevil, dude. We'll talk about that stuff another day. But I thought the ending to episode 2 was just, it was all right. But like I said, they're still at the beginning of the show, so it's hard to, it's easy to, like, to judge something at the very beginning compared to, like, having a full-on conclusion after the whole season, which I hope it picks up because I'm over here fucking watching it every Tuesday, just waiting like, okay, let's see what happens next. And when I finished episode 3 today, I was kind of like, okay, like now what? Because episode 3 kind of disappointed me a lot, but like I said, it was boring. Episode 3, it was boring except like a few exceptions. Like I said, the alien was cool, but you don't see it in episode 3 at all. You see, there's cool parts in the aspect of like, there's like the robot dude, like there's these kids, like obviously they're kids, but it's like the synthetics, they're acting like kids, they're like the comic relief. But then the cyborg dude I was talking about in the first episode, he was just very like, he's like on some not weirdo shit, but he has a mission in his brain, and these kids didn't know, and he's on some like, who are you? What is this? Blah, blah, blah. He's trying to figure out shit. Because it's been like 65 years or some shit since like his crew died or something. I don't know. Like, I'm still at the beginning myself. But there's certain things that happened in episode 3 that I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, dude, there's this part, like I said a long time ago. If you don't know by now, there's spoilers. There's this part, dude. And I hate this shit in fucking TV shows and anime and all that. Anime, it's a little more like, it makes more sense. But when you give people fucking plot armor, dude, it's so dumb. Like the Xenomorph, there's in episode 2, this Xenomorph, the alien, This thing kills so many people with guns. It kills so many people. And like it does more than kill. It's like you have no fucking body parts. Like your upper body is like there and you're crawling and shit, like crazy shit. There's this part where Marcy, dude, like her and her brothers are running. He's behind a door, she's behind the other door with the alien, and the door shuts. And she's in here with the alien by herself. Her. She's a synthetic, so I guess she has some strength and shit. But this alien, it killed so many fucking people with armor and guns. But somehow she fought this thing and cut its head off. And she saved her brother from dying. I should have said that first. She saves her brother from dying while the xenomorph is like this far from his fucking face with the second mouth out already. And then she fucking takes these things and grabs the fucking mouth and rips the fucking second mouth out the mouth. I'm like, how is this happening? Why didn't this thing just fucking be like, hey motherfucker? Like, how does that happen? It doesn't make any sense because in my brain, I'm like, he should die regardless. Like, he should die right then and there. Boom. She should escape. Because if they're already introducing in the second episode, he might as well die in the third. If the alien is this far from his face and it already just wiped out all these other people with guns, like, how is somebody holding a fucking, I don't know what it was. It wasn't a crowbar, but it looked like it. Like, how does she do that? That makes no sense to me. And, mind you, she's still a kid. Essentially, like, inside of just a synthetic body. So that makes no sense to me. But, like, I just hate the plot armor. And then she's locked behind this door. And the xenomorph is too. But then the brother is taking so long trying to get this door open. Like, a long time. Gets the door open. She's standing there, has a knife. And this fucking xenomorph's fucking head is off. And I'm like... Then she drops. And I'm like, what the fuck? So in my brain, I'm like, okay, so she killed the xenomorph. I don't know how, but she did it. And then she drops. You think she's dead. And then later on in the episode, they bring her back. I hate that shit, dude. So one thing Game of Thrones did that was so fucking good, and I loved it so much. Game of Thrones is one of the best shows ever made. Not an overrated TV show by any means, not at all. That shit is fucking underrated, if anything. Game of Thrones, one thing they did that was hella good is they killed main characters a lot. You never knew, like, you would have a favorite character. You never knew if your character was going to die. You'd watch it, and you're just like, okay. And then your fucking favorite character just gone. Random episode, just boom, dead. And you're like, holy shit. So it's like, I get, like, we got these main characters and characters that are of importance to our main characters, like side characters and all that. But, dude, the xenomorph, it's a fucking alien creature thing with a long tail, and it's strong too. Like, this isn't like a fucking, it made no sense to me how she killed it. So then I'm sitting there like, okay, and then she drops dead. And then they fucking save her and, like, fix her. I'm like, this makes no fucking sense. One crazy thing they did too was, like, I don't know what they're doing, but basically, like, the brother, something was wrong with him too. And then they're trying, and he's a human. And they're trying to, like, they basically, like, cut this dude's stomach open. They got, like, his lung or kidney or something. They took it out, and they're doing, like, a test. So, like, they have the eggs from, like, the xenomorph. Like, the big-ass eggs. If you're a fan, you know what I'm talking about. But it's the big eggs that the fucking face hugger jumps out of. Like, which that's a crazy creation, too. It's like a spider-scorpion thing. And it fucking jumps on your face and then wraps its tail around your neck. And then it fucking, like, impregnates you with the fucking... You get to actually see it in episode 3. Like, they show what actually comes out of the fucking face hugger. It's like a giant spider, dude. And it's actually freaky. Like, there was one day, like, I was watching, like, an Alien marathon. Like, I was just watching, like, 1, 2, and then all of them. And then, like, I thought I saw it. Like, I thought I saw it in my place. I was like, okay, like, I gotta fucking chill out. But, they're doing, like, is it an autopsy? They're, like, cutting it open and, like, they get the thing out. And then they take dude's, like, kidney or fucking lung or something, and they put it in this tank. And then they put the alien baby thing inside of the fucking tank. and then it goes inside of it. So it's like, obviously they're running tests and shit, but it's like, are they gonna turn him into a fucking synthetic also? And then also, like, that's gonna make another alien. Like, I don't know, those kind of things in shows and games and everything, where it's like some deep level, like, secret society, dark governmental freaky shit, like, oh, like they're doing some bad things here, like that kind of stuff is always interesting to me, always, because it's like, I don't even think he was that messed up, but it was like they have him and they're just doing shit. They didn't ask him like, hey, you want us to take this out? They just took it out, and his sister's all fucked up, and she stands up, walks around and shit. Like, I don't know, dude, I just fucking hate the fucking plot armor. I hate it in everything, because it just makes no sense. Like, how does she survive fighting this fucking giant alien thing? It makes no sense. Like, now I'm getting pissed thinking about it. And like I said, the only other thing interesting besides the alien itself is the robot dude, who's like, not the girl, not Marcy, but it's like the cyborg dude. Like, his mission or whatever it is he's doing, he's like actually intriguing and interesting. And he's talking to these other dudes, like, that are like the kids that I'm talking about. He's like talking to them without being there, because he like, I don't know. It's crazy shit. And I like, that's the biggest part that I'm the most interested about, is because like, you don't know the motives of what's going on. You just know the rich dude and all these people are trying to get the alien. Well, no, I don't even think they were trying to get the alien. The alien was sent, not the alien. A spaceship was sent from a different like company, or a different like, there's some different people. And then it crashes into these people's shit. So then after that, now they're like, hey, this is ours. Like, now we're exploring this. We want what's on it. And then now they're doing weird shit. So I don't know, bro. Like, I like the show. Don't get me wrong. I do like it. And I'm interested to see, like, I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be like 8 episodes, maybe 10, but I don't know. Plot armor really fucks up TV shows to me. And movies. It just sucks so much. But I do like the fact that, like, this takes place before the first movie. And it takes place 2 years before the first movie. And it's very like the whole the thought of like, if the alien were to be on Earth, then what? Because when you're watching the other movies, it's like they send a spaceship and shit, but like, are they sent, like, I forgot, like, are they trying to find like a different planet for us to like inhabit? Because I think that's the fact, like, I think that's what they're trying to do. So I don't know what happens if this alien does get out and it like does infect a bunch of people on Earth, and then that sets up for like the original movie to like, okay, like, find another planet. Because there's so many different movies. Romulus was crazy good. If you guys haven't watched Alien Romulus, that's like, I think I rated it like a 5-star movie, I think. And if I didn't rate it 5, I rated it like 4. But that movie was like really good compared to like all the other Alien movies. Like, 1 is like good as far as like the nostalgia, and it's a good movie in general, but then I think 2 was like weird. 3 was like, okay, what are we doing? Like, I don't know. And one thing that Alien 1 did that was so good was like, when you're watching it at home, and you just have to imagine, like, this movie came out in 79, I'm pretty sure. So imagine like watching that movie in the theater in 1979, and like, it's like it captures the feeling of like when you're watching. It's like when you're playing a scary game and you start to, and you're in the dark and you start to like have a weird feeling. It's like this. It's like the first Alien movie does that. It makes you feel like, okay, like, what are we doing here? Because it's so dark, and there's an alien on the ship, and it's like, where the fuck is it? And then you got all these people, and they're dying one by one, or sometimes by twos. You just don't know what's happening. So, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I do look forward to seeing where this show continues going. I do kind of want to watch Peacekeeper, like I said. I don't know if I'll talk about it. I mean, I'll probably talk about it because at this point, I've been binging so many shows to the point where it's like, damn, like you might as well talk about them. Next week I'll probably do like a different type of different layout with the podcast. Not a layout, but like I'll add more to it in the aspect of like I have ideas of like something I want to try. So stay tuned for that. This one's like how long was this? This was like 36 minutes. Well, I didn't have too much I wanted to talk about, honestly. I mean, I just wanted to talk about the Mandalorian and Alien. Yeah, if you guys got like any questions or anything you want to ask that you want me to talk about on the podcast, or you like it could be like hot takes or anything. You could add. That's one thing, dude. I won't talk about it here, but there's something I want to bring up that nerds will like. But dude, there's something like that everybody keeps talking about on the internet. Maybe they're only talking about it on my For You pages and shit. But there's a specific topic that people keep talking about. That's it. Like I have to say something. You know what I'm saying? So I'll probably talk about that on the next episode. But if you got like any hot takes or anything that you want to say or any of that, and you want me to like discuss it or any of that, let me know. Nothing's really happening in wrestling, so I mean, there's nothing to talk about as far as wrestling goes. But hopefully you guys did like this episode. Hopefully you're liking the podcast so far. I'm enjoying actually I like this layout, honestly. Like I do want to change some things in my background, but I've wanted to do that like already in general, like for streaming purposes already. But we'll probably stick to this, honestly, compared to like a full body thing. Maybe we'll do a full body thing every once in a while, or do like an outside podcast. We'll just see what happens. But hopefully you guys like this. If you haven't already, go watch Alien Earth. There's only 3 episodes out so far, and they keep coming out with episodes on Tuesdays. I don't know how many episodes it's gonna be, but they're an hour each. It's already a good show. I mean, like I said, like in the beginning, like I'm enjoying the show. There's just certain things that happen at the beginning of certain shows. Not every show can be Daredevil Born Again, and not everything can be as interesting as Spider-Man to me. If you guys like this, don't forget to like, comment whatever you think about like any of the topics that I did discuss in this episode. Subscribe if you're new. This has been You're Gonna Hate This. I will see you guys on the next video I drop, or maybe my next stream, or the next podcast episode. I'm not entirely sure, but hopefully I will see you there. So take care.